This is a ranked match as the Valkyrie Ranger, which uses the Remorseless trait in marksmanship to have a very bursty playstyle as a duelist. So basically how it works is you have intelligence sigils, you have the Remorseless trait, and those will all give you a 100% crit chance. So even though you have 0% crit, you can use single hitting abilities to actually do pretty big burst damage with the 100% crit procs. So whenever you swap weapons, whenever you swap pet, whenever you use your heal skill or any other survival skill, or whenever you CC someone, you'll pretty much get Fury, which will give you Remorseless, and you'll be able to do an attack that allows you to hit pretty hard. So as a duelist, I'm going to go into Far, and mind you, my pet also gets Remorseless. So the Drake is very strong at getting the Remorseless proc, and as well, your Greatsword 2 will give them the attack of opportunity. So if you use your Greatsword 2 with your pet having the Remorseless, it's pretty strong, and that can do a lot of burst. But my Drake missed its big attack there, and in this matchup, I want to make sure that my pet does not die, because Core Ranger gets really hard punished by their pet dying, because it increases the cooldown, whereas a Soul Beast, it won't have an issue with that because they can just merge. So I am watching my pet's health, making sure that it doesn't die to conditions, and just staying on top of the Mesmer, being aggressive, and timing my big attacks into my pet swaps, because the pet swap has no animation, and that'll give me Fury. And also whenever I weapon swap, I'll just have the Intel Sigil. Now my Drake actually lands a massive attack there, so we get the down, but our team has wiped at mid. So I'm going to be 1v3 here. I'm immediately kiting, even though I just got a down on the Mesmer, because that's impossible to secure. So I put my smoke scales F2, which gives me a smoke field, and then I go through it with my leap skill, which detargets and then allows me to essentially lose a little bit of aggro, but the Mesmer still chases me off the node. I land a 5,000 maul, which allows me to essentially pressure them off of me, but my teammate who has rotated into Far to help me has died, and I'm still in a 1v3. So I stand in this spot, which allows me to line of sight the Dragon Hunter and the Mesmer and the Necro at the same time, but I'm in a really bad spot. So I swap to my smoke scale again, I use the smoke field, I leap through it, and that allows me to get my heal off uninterrupted. And now I can counter pressure the Mesmer with my Maul and stuff and just kill their clones, because I'm really just trying to stall for time at this point, because I can't really get a kill while I'm this heavily outnumbered. Now, their team has invested a lot of time in here, but if I can keep stalling them, maybe we can get some presence on the map. I make a motion towards mid, and that essentially can motivate them to leave and give me a 1v1 again. But they try to chase me into mid as well, and I actually get the decap here, so this is really good. And their Mesmer is going to try to 1v1 me here. Actually, they hold the node, but I'm going to be able to decap this very easily because they have one tick left on it. I get a really good knockback, which allows me to stealth and yeah, land a lot of my abilities. So the Mesmer is very pressured, but I'm going to be outnumbered again, so I actually tank the Longbow 5 there by the DH, which is really bad. And I'm going to, of course, be outnumbered. So I start kiting again, but I get pulled, and this is really bad. I have the pet swap here, and I'm actually going to call my pet to me and then use the smoke field, and I'm going to leap through it again. Now that leap is really important for getting, as you can see there, I landed my Maul because they can't see the animation of the Maul. I land my Axe 3, which is really big damage. And I'm going to send my pet on the Mesmer, and they actually get the down. Now I swap the pet here so that I can get a little bit of swiftness and super speed to getting closer to do the cleaving on the down state. And my Thief is in here to help me secure this kill in this 2v2. Essentially that I've gotten the kill in a 1v2 though. But yeah, we are going to cap the node. We've pretty much got the kill on the DH, but they're going to probably leave here. It looks like the Thief is actually stealthing up, and they're going to get the kill here, so that's pretty good for them to get the kill. And I'm going to get the cap and then go to mid to help our team to potentially win some fights here. So they're all really low HP and they've got a down on the enemy Reaper, so I am going to try to cleave that as fast as possible. I should probably pet swap here. No, I have the Drake out still, and the Drake does like 10,000, so that cleaves out the down body really quickly. And now I am probably not on the same target as my team here, so I see that they have the Mesmer targeted, so I swap to them, but the Mesmer is kiting and we don't really have time, but the Mesmer comes back, so I re-swap back to the Mesmer and we actually get the down. So this is a pretty good situation for us, and I'm just going to cleave it with my team. We have the Maul with the 100% crit chance, and our Drake, which we just swapped to, is going to use their massive attack with all of those modifiers and going to pretty much finish that kill. But I realize that our team is losing far and the enemy team has our home node, so I really need to go back to sides and play the role of the duelist, so I go home and do that. However, we are kind of losing mid after we just got like 3 kills, so that's kind of unfortunate. Their Mesmer is going to come towards me and take the 1v1, which is actually not bad because I'll be able to fight this as I did initially. So I use my pet swap there to try to give my dagger 4 a little bit more damage. I land a really good Maul there. Didn't do too much damage because they have protection uptime, but I'm going to be fine here as long as I just play safe, make sure that my pet doesn't die. But as you can see here, I was watching out of the corner of my eye from mid because I saw that they were dying at mid, and I could see that there were more coming in while I was fighting the Mesmer, and that allows me to disengage from the, what was like a 1v3 before it occurred, and to survive, because dying is never really worth it. So we're just going to disengage here while the enemy caps the node, and there's not really much I can do there anyways, so I'm just going to fight this Ranger. If they're going to fight me here, I'm going to do that because my team has lost a fight, and that's why I'm so pressured here. So I'm in a fight versus a Condi Ranger, and I'm very low on cooldowns because I've just come out of a 1v1 with a Condi Mirage, but I have the advantage of using the gate there to basically avoid the enemy's attacks, and that allows me to get the kill here. I do get interrupted by a lot of different stuff here, which makes me really pressured. I see that the enemy, well, both enemy Rangers are down, and that's a really tough situation to have to handle, but my ally is here helping me get the stomps, and we are now going to finish the Ranger here. So we're not in a bad situation now. We were in like a 1v3, we survived and regrouped, and now we can push out onto the map with these 2 kills. So we've got home. We died mid, unfortunately, again, but because of that, I'm going to head into far because I don't want to go into mid where it's going to take a while for me to get the decap there. I want to split their team to give my team an advantage. So we're going to head into far, and so we just killed the Ranger, and we killed both Rangers, so they potentially have 2 respawning Rangers, but their Reaper has decided to watch their home node, so I have a pretty decent 1v1 here against Reaper because I can really pressure them. I have a lot of damage, and damage is a really good counter to Reapers. So I'm going to wait till the blind ends there and then land my entire burst combo. Now I use the smoke field and stealth with the leap there so that I can land my next Maul with the immobilize from Entangle, and my Deadeye appears just in time for the +1, and that allows me to get the kill here. So that's pretty good. We did lose home, but we are going to gain far, so, or we actually have home now, so this is good. So we have sides. Actually our Ranger's in a 1v1, so that's not yet confirmed, but I'm thinking that we definitely need to do a lot more in this match, so I'm not going to watch far, even though I know that that Reaper can potentially come back here and respawn that. So I'm going to head into mid and try to help them win that fight. So I actually see that their Reaper has come into mid, so that means they're not coming for the node, and that means I can fully invest into this team fight here. Our ally does go down, but I land a massive damage burst on the Reaper, and I'm going to go for the stomp. and that secures the rally on our ally. So now we're starting to win this fight, but the Reaper is now respawning again. So I need to go into far. The Druid on the enemy team is going to go around, so I'm going to meet them at home and try to hold the node, but their Dragon Hunter is here too. So we've got a trip cap. All I need to do is survive at far, and if I can do that, then that means that we're going to be able to hold the rest of the map because they have an advantage there. So that's why I'm playing so riskily and aggressively here. I go into the smoke field here, but yeah, my leap actually goes to the wrong target there and I don't get stealth, and because of that I'm very pressured and I'm trying to kite using terrain, but yeah, I am kind of low on cooldowns here. I just swapped pets and I'm being chased by a Valkyrie Ranger. I try to get out of the immobilized, but I keep getting immobilized and I die. So that's quite unfortunate because we could have held the rest of the map if I held that 1v2, but I missed the smoke scale, the stealth there from the smoke scale because I targeted the, the roots, and because of that I didn't get stealth and therefore I wasn't able to fully reset, and because of that the enemy team can rotate out of far, go into mid and wipe my team because now they have the numbers to do so rather than our team having the advantage in the team fight. So I'm going to go into the team fight instead of go back to far because I want to prevent that snowball from happening. And I see that their Dragon Hunter is really low, but they're running Trapper Runes, so I lose target. But their Reaper is at mid and they just left Shroud. I land a massive double maul combo, which instantly one-shots them. And now we can cleave this, and our teammate actually goes down right as this happens, but we get another enemy down, and we're just going to cleave that so that they can rally. And now at this point we're actually in a good spot, but our home node died in a 1v2. So yeah, we're kind of rotating a little bit slow maybe, but I have to do this or we'll lose mid. So our thief went to far, but now I have to go to home and make sure that they either don't push back into mid or that they don't push back into far. Now our team needs to kind of push into mid with me or into home with me, but yeah, I can't survive this two players on me, so I have to retreat back into mid and try to see if I can get a kill and then go into home. So at this point I can't really afford to be sitting on mid because the match is about to end. So I cleave the body out, and then I see that our Deadeye is dead at far, so I have to go into far and hope that our teammate wins on home while I win at far. But yeah, it's maybe a little bit too late. Maybe I should have rotated out sooner because by now, yeah, we've already lost because yeah, the game is going to end. But that is how you play the Remorseless Valkyrie Core Ranger. And if you like this kind of content, give it a like, subscribe, check the links down below. And if you want to see any other meta or off-meta PvP builds, check out guildgen.com. And I will see you all next time.